Thank you for joining me for Veg with Lisa Live. I am Lisa. This is most definitely and obviously going to be live. And today I'm going to show you some amazing things I found at my local farmers market. So I know all of you may not have access to a farmer's market, or you think you might not. However, I'm here to tell you they're all over the country and all over the world. So just be sure and nose around a little bit. I'm really lucky here in Asheville, North Carolina, where I live, that we could go to a farmer's market almost every single day of the week. I frequent a couple pretty regularly, the West Asheville Tailgate Market and the River Arts District Farmers Market. And I want to show off some of the amazing stuff that I found there this very week at those two markets. But before I do, please type in the comments, say hi, let me know that you're here and that you can see me and that you can hear me. And I want to show you first and foremost these beauties. Who knows what these are? Well, you may recognize them, but did you know that they are edible? These are lamb's quarters. Yep, they grow wild in ditches, maybe in your yard. I'll tell you a funny story. I actually have some growing. They came up from whatever, seed, a bird, in one of my little pots that I haven't planted yet. Isn't that hysterical? Anyway, they, like so many things that we think are weeds, are actually edible, delicious, and very, very nutritious. So this is what I'm kind of going to highlight today, but I want to show you a whole bunch of other things. And I'm going to make some wilted lamb's quarters with shiitake mushrooms, fresh garlic, and farro. Now, don't worry if you don't have all those things. This is no recipe. It's simply stirring together some fresh seasonal ingredients, because what grows together often goes together. That's true for wine pairing as well. So let me turn you down here. Do let me know that you're here and that you can see me and that you can hear me. Thanks for joining me for Veg with Lisa Live. Okay, so before I get too deep into this, I want to show you, this is my favorite red pot. My mom gave it to me for Christmas. I've got some shiitake mushroom sauteing. I found these from my mushroom guy at the River Arts District Farmers Market. How lucky am I that there are people cultivating mushrooms? These must be cultivated, of course. They're no doubt not foraged wild, but they could be. So I've got them sauteing in the skillet along with some fresh garlic that I chopped. Did you know that garlic is not just in those hard little bulbs encased in papery skins? No, this is fresh garlic, the way it comes out of the ground. And I'll tell you what, I've done this in the past. It's so fun. You can easily grow your own. In the fall, you take one of those hard cloves from the papery head of garlic, you stick it in the ground, and it will grow this amazing creature. Isn't that so cool? So I chopped some fresh garlic. I chopped some shiitake mushrooms. I've got them in my skillet. I already cooked my farro. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then I washed and chopped some of this lamb's quarters, these beauties. And let me show you, just in case you want to get some and you're not sure what to do with it, I would chop it first and then you can rinse it. That makes it easier. But I just kind of pulled the leaves off of this big thick stem. Yeah, that's all I did. You can leave these little stems. That's no problem. And then I chopped it up. So if you're wondering what does lamb's quarter taste like, it's kind of like spinach. I think it's a little lemonier, and it definitely tastes a little wild. I mean, it is a wild plant. It's not necessarily cultivated. I don't know. I read somewhere it was seen as earlier reported here in the 1800s. That's not very old, is it? But I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Fact check me on that. Like most greens, it's going to cook down, which is one reason I absolutely love eating greens. Oh, let's see. Where's my salt? I think I'll add a little salt to that. Because when they cook down, they wilt, and think about how much amazing nutrition you're getting because it shrinks down. So I'm just adding the lamb's quarter, the chopped lamb's quarter, to my fresh garlic and my shiitake mushrooms. Now, what if you don't have fresh garlic? No worries. Just chop a clove or two. And what if you don't have lamb's quarter? Again, no worries. You could use some spinach, right? No big deal. I actually got some beautiful fresh spinach at the market yesterday. Yeah. And oh, or I got this yesterday too. This is gorgeous Swiss chard. You could use Swiss chard in this. We're not going to call it a recipe because it's not. I just made it up. Now, you know what? My pan's getting a little dry here. I'm going to just add a little bit of veggie stock, not too much. You could use water, or if you are doing oil free, you might like to skip the oil altogether in the saute process and saute your veggies in veggie stock or aquafaba chickpea liquid. I know that's not really sauteing, but oh gosh, look at that. So isn't that beautiful how much that cooked down? All right, so I've got fresh garlic. I've got shiitake mushrooms. Again, you could use regular garlic. You could use any kind of mushrooms. And then I put my lamb's quarter in there. Now I'm getting a lamb's quarter facial. You could use spinach. You could use any kind of green. And then I cooked my farro ahead of time. I just buy this at Trader Joe's. It's this 10-minute. It's kind of already pre-cooked, I think, but it's still the whole grain. Really nutritious. It's got 5 grams of protein per serving. That's a lot of protein for not much, and a good source of fiber. Now, it is not technically gluten-free, so if you are technically gluten-free, if you have celiac disease, why you'll want to avoid that. It is a whole grain, however, so I think if you don't have a true allergy, you don't need to be afraid of it. You know, there's a lot of fuss about gluten-free this and gluten-free that. And yeah, gluten can be inflammatory. But have you ever noticed, like, what we do is we go for the gluten-free muffin that's loaded with sugar and oil and other stuff. I mean, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And let's see, I think a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Yep. Ooh, yeah. And I already put some salt in there, so maybe some freshly cracked pepper. And I think some fresh dill. I also found this beautiful dill at the farmer's market. So again, what grows together often goes together. So veggies that are in season now tend to go together. Asparagus would be a lovely addition to this. Maybe some fresh peas would be absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Oh, this is just such a gorgeous, fresh, springy greenie. Hold on, I forgot my lemons. I wanted to show you some lemon juice too. So just squeeze a little fresh lemon in there. You know, I get asked a lot, what kind of salad dressing can I buy that's healthy? Well, I'll tell you what, I don't buy purchased salad dressings anymore. They're usually loaded with absolute crap. And all you need is a fresh squeeze of lemon, maybe a splash of a good quality vinegar, some extra virgin olive oil. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, this red. You know what? I didn't want to turn the pot to you, the pot's back to you, but I have to because this pot is too heavy for me to hold with one hand. So excuse my pot. All right, I'm going to just dump all that in there. Oh, isn't that pretty? So fresh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, I've got to confess, pine nuts were my first choice for a little crunch. So the farro is very, very chewy, but I didn't have any pine nuts, so I'm going to use some sunflower seeds. I think they're nice and fresh and light. Yeah. You know, that reminds me too, where'd my fork go? Rob and I often, I'm going to turn you up here just a little bit. Gosh, this is so fast. I'm always determined to finish in 15 minutes or less. This is going to be just 10 minutes or less. That just goes to show how quickly, amazingly delicious, good, healthy food can go together. I did cook the farro ahead of time, but come on, we're talking 15 minutes max, top to bottom for this dish. Anyway, I digress. Sunflower seeds were one of those things that we were buying, the roasted, the salted ones, until one day I looked at the ingredients and they had additional oils, inflammatory oils. We don't need that. So instead we just bought the raw ones and I toasted them in the toaster oven. Okay. I sauteed some fresh garlic, some shiitake mushrooms. I added my lamb's quarter. You can use any kind of fresh seasonal green. Cooked some farro and tossed that in as well. Sprinkled in some fresh dill, lemon juice, extra virgin oil, salt and pepper, some sunflower seeds or whatever kind of crunch you've got. And that is absolutely it. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me give it a taste. Oh, it smells so springy. Oh my gosh, it tastes like spring. Check out the offerings at your local farmer's market. Just go pick up whatever looks amazing, what looks delicious, what looks pretty, and try putting something together. What's the worst thing that can happen? If you get stuck, reach out. I think it's a fun game. Thank you for joining me for Veg with Lisa Live. See you next time.